Now here's something I've never grown before, at least not on purpose. Mushrooms. How hard could it be, I thought. After all, they grow all over my yard and even in my raised garden bed. So why not grow them indoors? I got myself a book on growing mushrooms and I studied it. And the more I read, the more I realized I have no idea what I'm doing. This is totally a new learning experience. So I went on the internet to try to find out as much as I could about growing mushrooms. It seems oyster mushrooms are one of the easiest to grow indoors, so I figured I'd start there. And for my first grow, I decided to use a kit. I found this kit on the Park Seed website. It promises to be simple and continue to produce mushrooms for up to 3 months. The kit contains a bag of medium wheat straw, and it has already been inoculated with spawn. All I need to do is keep it moist and harvest the mushrooms. Can't get easier than that, so let's see how it works. The kit came packaged with a bag of spawn and instructions. This white stuff you see all over the bag is the mushroom Mycelium, which is the fungus that mushrooms are made of. The Mycelium is spreading out and consuming the medium in the bag. This stage is called colonization. Once the Mycelium has spread out and colonized the bag, it will want to fruit, that is, to produce mushrooms. Those mushrooms will usually produce spores that can then spread out and colonize elsewhere, unless of course I eat the mushrooms first. So you see, I did learn something. The bag of spawn, or mycelium, or fungus, whatever you want to call it, the bag comes tightly closed. You are not supposed to open it. The bag has small holes in it all around, and that's where the mushrooms are going to come out from. You can't really see the holes, they're small, but I can feel them with my fingers. The kit also comes with a second bag that you're supposed to use as a humidity tent. So, according to the instructions the kit came with, I put the bag of mycelium into a shallow glass dish and then poured a cup of water into the dish. Then I misted the entire bag with water. I cut slits into the humidity tent bag to allow oxygen to come in and drape the bag over everything. Here it is a couple of days later. I just removed the humidity tent to see what is happening, and not much. It does look like the mycelium is still colonizing. That is the white stuff you see here. It is spreading more under the bag. I've been misting the bag every day to keep it moist and covering it with the other bag to keep the humidity in, but so far no mushrooms. Now it's 8 days later. I've continued to mist this daily, and we can finally see some pinning happening. The pins are those tiny white dots you see. In essence, those are baby mushrooms. Here it is 10 days later, and you can see the tiny white dots are not so tiny anymore. They are trying to burst out of the plastic bag. There are some down here at the bottom of this glass dish. I'm going to swap this out for a flatter plate to give those mushrooms room to grow. These are blue oyster mushrooms, and you can start to see a bluish tinge on some of the baby mushrooms that are growing. When these look like tiny little white dots, it was called pinning. Now that actual mushrooms are starting to form, it's called the fruiting stage. Here you can see the pinning. This is a nice big cluster trying to get out of the tiny holes in the plastic. They're actually pushing out the plastic and making the holes larger, large enough for them to get out and fruit. And now it's around 2 weeks after I started this project, and you can finally see actual mushrooms. They're really pretty. I don't think they're ready to pick yet, so I'm going to let them keep growing to see how big they will get. There are some more babies coming out from the back of the bag as well. And over here on top, they actually look like little aliens from another planet. Very strange looking. And now it's the next day, and the mushrooms look like they've grown some more since yesterday. The tops are starting to flatten out. The other mushrooms on the back of the bag are also growing a bit more, but this cluster is really pretty large, and I'm wondering if I should go ahead and harvest them at this point. Remember, this is a new learning experience for me. So how do I know when they're ready to harvest? Okay, here it is another day later, so now it's day 16. The mushrooms seem to be growing larger. They are kind of pretty to look at and strange at the same time. They feel strange as well, a little rubbery, almost like silicone. This experience is really fascinating. The color on these mushrooms is turning more gray than blue. It was never really a strong blue color, always a grayish blue or a slate blue, but now it's tending more towards a gray hue. I'm starting to wonder if I let these grow too long. Maybe I should have harvested them like yesterday. And that little guy in the back is still hanging out all by himself. I'm wondering if he'll produce a cluster like his cousins in the front. And now it's day 18, and I'm pretty sure I should have harvested these 2 days ago. These are huge, and you can see the outer edges are starting to crack. I read somewhere that that means they're past their prime, but they can still be eaten, so I'm ready to harvest these now. Take a look at the guy in the back. He grew some, but all by his lonesome, no buddies. To harvest these, I've heard of 2 methods, both insisting it's the proper way to harvest. One says to take a knife and cut off the cluster. The other says to find where it's coming out from and then twist the cluster off. I decided to do it that way. But as you can see, it's hard to do while holding the camera with one hand and twisting with the other hand. Where's my tripod when I need it? Okay, so with one hand I twist and the whole chunk comes off in my hand. And all these mushrooms are connected. They all came from the same hole. They do look a little past their prime. Oh well, but I'm going to cook them anyway. Okay, so these mushrooms are now washed, but I'm going to wash them one more time after I separate them. I decided I'm going to roast these with olive oil, garlic, and some salt. I cut off the bottoms of the mushroom stems, and now I'm shredding them. They tear easily. So now I have a bowl of shredded oyster mushrooms, and I'm going to give them another good rinsing. I've washed them a few times already. Now this is going to look strange, but I'm squeezing out the excess water. These mushrooms are like little sponges, and since I'm roasting them, I want as much water squeezed out as possible. So now I have a bowl of oyster mushrooms shredded and washed, and I squeezed out as much water as I could. So now I'm going to toss this with some extra virgin olive oil. And I have some garlic that's been sitting in EVOO as well. So why not add that to the mix? So that's a lot of garlic and olive oil. Of course, that's totally to your taste. Add whatever spices you want, maybe some hot red pepper flakes. I have some salt I'm going to add to the mix, and then some Trader Joe's spices. This is the 21 seasoning salute, and it's got a lot of good stuff in it. Excuse my hands, but this is the best way to get this all mixed in. You might want to wear gloves. I'm going to roast this, so I spread it out on a cookie sheet and popped it in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I checked them about 20 minutes later and they were not yet crispy enough to my liking, so I tried to flip them over and then I gave them another 20 minutes in the oven. And then they were done, maybe a little too done, but delicious. Next time I will saute these with onions and see how they come out. The instructions say you can fruit this over and over again for about 3 months. They just need a resting period in between. So I put the bag of spawn away for now. I will restart it again in a week or so and document that second grow, so please stay tuned for that. Not bad for a first time. Of course, using a kit made it easy. I think this is a great way to get familiar with growing mushrooms. I still have a lot to learn, but one day I want to try to grow my own mushrooms without a kit. So, do any of you out there have experience growing mushrooms at home? And if yes, please share with us your comments and suggestions for getting started. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this interesting, please subscribe. It really helps out my channel, and thank you for watching. Bye!